An agent who has been blindly killing on behalf of his government infiltrates a crime syndicate and starts looking for a dangerous terrorist, but when his perspective is flipped, he must learn to think for himself in order to defeat the same people he was previously serving. The film begins with a man being dragged through the desert with a bag on his head. He is taken in a cell, but he manages to escape his bonds. He notifies a fellow prisoner he is there to help them, and soon gets the action started. After killing almost all of them, one of the bad guys gets hold of the other prisoner, and threatens the man to drop his weapon. However, the man is a good marksman and finishes the bad guy with a headshot. Out of a sudden though, the man also kills the female prisoner he was supposed to save. Meanwhile, a bombing attack takes place in a hotel in Paris, France. The mastermind behind the attack is a man named Mokhtar Al-Tayeb. Kruger from the Secret Service has a talk with Senator Martinet, and he informs the latter that Tayeb has made contact with a guy named Victor Pastor, who is the leader of a crime syndicate. The senator emphasizes the importance of finding Tayeb, and asks Kruger to find an agent who can infiltrate the Pastor family. Kruger contacts none other than the man who carried out the mission in the desert a few days prior to the bombing attack, Adam. Kruger claims Al-Tayeb is a warlord and Victor Pastor is helping him hide. If they want to get to Tayeb, they have to infiltrate Victor's syndicate first. Kruger has constructed a fake identity for Adam to make him look like a criminal, and wants him to get started on his mission tomorrow. Only a select few will know about this operation, and Adam has to be extremely careful because both Victor and Tayeb are clever. The next day, Adam is taken to meet a guy named Yusuf, who is in charge of Victor's security. With a background like Adam's, he could easily get a job as a security guard in Victor's mansion. On his first day, Adam is challenged by a big guy but knocks him out. Victor sees that and punches Adam, saying this is his house and things need to be in order. Then, a guy named Pee Wee takes Adam to see a guy who belongs to Amit's Egyptian gang. They are supposed to grab some plans from him, but the man claims there has been a change and he can't give them what he promised. Pee Wee and Amit's minion pull guns on each other and start arguing. Seeing P being a bit nervous, Adam gets up, snaps the man's wrist, and they take the plans. Later, P takes Adam for a drink in one of Victor's clubs, and the latter tries to make some chit-chat with him in order to learn more information about Victor. However, they are constantly interrupted and Adam has to be patient. On top of that, some of Amit's men attack the club's bouncer and beat him up. Adam proceeds to give him a hand and beats all those guys up in return. When Victor learns about the incident, he gets infuriated and starts fighting with his wife Natalia about what their next move should be. Meanwhile, their son Jonathan tries to gain their attention before he leaves for school, but Victor tells him he is old enough to not need them to give him a kiss. Natalia tells the boy to go find Adam and ask him to drive him to school. The boy does just that, but his sister Helena takes him, and will drive him to school herself because she does not trust Natalia's instructions. Later, Adam receives a tracker from his colleagues and installs it in one of the family's cars. Then, Victor calls Adam in his office to thank him for the nightclub incident. However, he is not going to pay him for yesterday because he knocked out his other guard. In addition, he wants to make sure Adam is who he claims to be and requires to see the wounds from the bullets he has received in a past incident. Adam starts undressing, but Victor believes him and stops him from doing so, putting more and more trust on the new guy. The two of them have a talk, and Victor wants Adam to take care of his son for today, mentioning that he does not just need a driver but an efficient bodyguard. Adam goes to pick Jonathan up from school and sees him being bullied. He saves the boy, and then tells him they will have to do some fighting lessons together. Later that day, Helena finds a file that her father has compiled on Adam, and learns that he had killed a minister with a shotgun when he was just 15 years old. That minister had molested his brother, and that experience led to the boy losing his life. That night, Adam works as a bouncer at Victor's club, and he sees Natalia having a chat with two suspicious men. At the same time, in another part of the city, the supposed terrorist Al-Tayeb has a nightmare himself that reminds him how his wife and daughter got viciously attacked by an armed squad. On his birthday, Jonathan wants to go to the zoo but nobody takes him. Then, Adam comes in and brightens the mood for the child by gifting him a punching bag so he can learn how to fight. Adam also promises to take Jonathan to the zoo, but P tells him the plans changed and they are gonna need him for something big. Adam tries to use a wire to notify his fellow agents that something big is about to happen. He sneaks under Victor's desk in his office, but he is caught in the act. However, Jonathan jumps out of a chest, and Victor realizes they have been playing hide and seek. Although he scolds them about it, he does not discover Adam's plan. In any case, he checks under his office to see if Adam did anything weird, but the latter has removed the wire. There is nothing for Victor to find. Soon, Adam is taken by Pee-wee and two of the other guys. The van stops right outside of a bank and Adam takes the wheel. The three guys wear the masks, enter the bank and come out of it with the money. Everything seems to be going well with the mission, until their van is hit by another vehicle. Then, some of Amit's men start shooting at them. Thankfully, Agent Cisco shoots at Amit's men in order to save Adam and distracts them. The whole place turns into a fighting ground, as Adam and Victor's guys have enough time to get cover and shoot back. One of them tries to run with the money but he is shot in the leg. Adam lives up to his reputation of being a good marksman, and eliminates some of their rivals. He helps the injured guy get into a car with the others and he drives them away. In the meantime, Kruger meets with Senator Martinet, and informs him his men picked up Al-Tayyib on a phone call. Apparently, he is cooking up something and he's trying to gather money. In Victor's mansion, the men assume there must be a mole in the group, because Amit's men knew exactly when they were going to rob the bank. Adam figures out that Natalia must be the mole, so he approaches her and tells her to take Jonathan and leave, because Victor will make the connection as well, sooner or later. After Adam leaves, Natalia receives a phone call from Amit, who tells her she should have notified him about Adam. He smoked his whole team and killed two of his cousins. In response, he will make both Adam and her suffer, and that is why he has abducted Jonathan. Amit calls Victor and demands 500,000 euros, if he wants to get Jonathan back. Victor does not seem to care much about the boy, and says they will lose all respect if they give the ransom to Amit. Helena calls Adam to ask him for help, but he says there is nothing he can do. However, he can't just stand by and goes on a search for the kid. Meanwhile, Cisco has tracked Tayyib by following Pee-wee, who is the one from Victor's group, to communicate with Tayyib. He points his gun at Tayyib and attempts to arrest him, but Pee-wee shoots him from behind and kills him. At the same time, Adam finds the steakhouse where Jonathan is being kept, by pretending he is a drug addict. Soon, he stumbles on Amit's men, but it's easy enough for him to snap their necks and kill them. Soon, the shooting starts as well, and Adam eliminates more guys. Things get out of hand and Adam has to fight with any means necessary. The good news is he's a good fighter, and manages to overpower everybody, while his experience in such situations assists him as well. Eventually, he arrives at the room where Jonathan is being held, tricks Amit to empty his clipper, and kills him after taking the boy back. Adam drives Jonathan back home, but he passes out immediately, as he has been injured from the intense battle. He wakes up pretty soon, but he is in no mood for talking, when Helena tells him he has to get some rest. Adam leaves the mansion and tries to call Cisco, but he receives no answer. He finds Cisco's car, but he can't find Cisco himself or his body. Then, he breaks into a store and takes a look at the surveillance cameras, realizing that Agent Cisco must be dead. The police arrives to arrest Adam, but he gives them his badge number and they leave him alone. However, Adam has been followed by Victor's guys, and they now know he is a cop. Adam is in a tough spot and collapses on the floor, as soon as he enters his house. Thankfully, Helena visits him and treats his wounds. At dawn, the other agent that participates in Adam's mission, Mona, hears a call where Victor's men tell him Adam is a cop. She has to move quickly, because Victor gives his men the order to take care of Adam. Yusuf and two men park their car outside Adam's house, but Mona jumps on them and shoots them. However, she gets injured in the process. Adam wakes up to the noises, and finds an injured Mona sitting outside his door. He tries to talk to her, but unfortunately Mona dies. Adam wraps his wounds the best way he can, and he prepares for yet another battle. Adam has been lucky enough to receive a goodbye message from Pee-wee, and tracks the signal. He finds Pee-wee with Tayyib and shoots the terrorist on his leg. In that place, he sees a young girl lying in a bed. Tayyib explains he is not a terrorist like the French present him to be. The bombing attack in Paris was a setup, and was actually an attack that was made against him. In fact, the French commandos were the ones to kill his wife and injure his daughter. Tayyib used to be a politician in Sudan, and was called in France by the minister, in order to discuss a ceasefire in his country. The French helped them become an independent country, but then started taking advantage of them, because they only cared about petroleum, the black gold. Now, Senator Martinet wants him dead, so it is not exposed that the two of them were connected in the past. In any case, Tayyib wants to say goodbye to his daughter, and then Adam can do whatever he wants with him. While Adam allows him to do so, they are suddenly attacked by a group of commandos, after the orders that the senator has given Kruger. Apparently, the senator wants everybody dead. Adam holds most of them back while Pee-wee realizes that Tayyib's daughter is surprisingly still alive. He takes the girl on his back and they try to make it out of there, even though Adam expects more men to come. Adam tells Pee-wee they need to set a trap, so they can draw the rest of the commandos out. Pee-wee throws a smoke grenade, and then takes some shots with a rifle to distract the commandos. They shoot back at him and that is enough for Adam to see them and eliminate them. Eventually, he and Pee-wee escape in an ambulance. In the aftermath of these events, everybody gets arrested due to Kruger's plan to eliminate everyone that might be involved. However, the story still goes public and the newspapers have received some dirt on the senator. Finally, although little Jonathan was taken by public services, Adam takes the kid and helps him reunite with Helena. At the same time, Adam kills Kruger in a bus, who was probably trying to kill Helena.